everyone, welcome. My name is Monica, and today we are going to be talking about a very common issue for a lot of us, and that's going to be shoulder pain. So the reason we have, a lot of people have issues with their shoulders, whether that just kind of be like a little bit of chronic pain or, overall soreness, is because we ask a lot of our shoulders, right? We are constantly, needing to lift things, reach for things, grab for things. So it is very common for us to kind of deal with issues of the shoulder at one time or another. Another reason is that we are constantly now sitting a lot longer and looking at a screen, kind of with our heads down, and that causes our shoulders to roll forward. So all this additional screen time, whether we're watching TV or texting, that's going to really kind of give us some issues on the shoulders. So for today, we're going to just go over some very simple exercises and stretches to help kind of alleviate some of that pain, help you strengthen those shoulder muscles, and also kind of help the mobility. Before we get started, I just want to say a little disclaimer that if your shoulder issue is, just acute or as a result of an injury, definitely recommend you to go see your doctor. The things we're going to go over today is just kind of general mobility stuff that we just recommend to help kind of, keep your shoulder in good health. So let's start. Now, before we begin any of the stretches or exercises, I just want to let you know, you never want to feel any pain. So just, go to, the range of motion that's going to be comfortable for you. And at no time, you might feel a little tension during the stretches, but you don't want to feel any pain. So why don't we start by warming up? It's always good to kind of get those muscles ready for any activity. So I really like to start with just, some shoulder circles, right? So we're going to start just going forward, nice and slow and controlled. And you can really start to feel, all right, getting ready. Nice and controlled. So you can do like 5 or 10 of these, and then we'll go back. Nice. Oh, that feels good. So the next little warm up is going to be kind of our shoulder squeezes. So you're going to be sitting upright, and you're just going to be opening up your chest, squeezing those shoulder blades back. Nice. And you're not really holding it. This is just a little light warm up. So you're just going to go back and come forward. Nice. So now that our shoulders are kind of warmed up, ready for our activity, we are going to start with a very simple exercise for the external rotation of your shoulder, right? So we have a band here, and if you guys have resistance bands at home, I would recommend starting with the lightest intensity, which I'm going to be using today. I also want to mention that all of the exercises and the stretches that we'll be going over today, I'll be seated, but you can definitely stand if that is something that you kind of feel more comfortable with. So we have our band here. You're going to grab it just like you would just grab it in the front here, and then you're going to actually turn it over to the side. So you're almost like in a punching motion, and you're going to make sure your thumbs are to the ceiling, and you're going to clasp them over your hands like this. So you just want some nice tension here, and before you even get started, you want to have a nice upright posture. So for all these stretches and exercises, you definitely want to brace your core, right? So you want to have your core nice and engaged, and you want to have your feet flat on the ground here, just about 90 degrees. And the biggest thing here is you're going to want to make sure you keep your shoulders in. Okay, so it's once you start kind of the exercises, it's very easy to flare out the shoulders, but that is not what we're looking for. We're looking for nice, slow, controlled movements here. Another really important part is keeping your wrist neutral. So you don't want to twist your wrist out, you want to just keep it nice and neutral, straight ahead. So your elbows are by your side, nice proud posture, feet flat on the ground, and you're just going to pull out, just to whatever you're comfortable with, right about there. Nice and slow. And you don't want to release that tension, let it snap back. Just nice and slow. Nice. So yeah, you're just going to remember to breathe, just your kind of rhythmic breathing, just regular breathing structure. There you go. So that's going to be really just opening up your shoulder, right? It's going to help just kind of mobilize that shoulder and kind of stretch it out. So I would start out with, very low reps, like maybe 5 or 10, and maybe do 1 or 2 sets, just for the beginning. The second one is going to be a low shoulder row. So I'm going to turn my chair over to the side here so you guys can see me. So the same kind of thing. Your feet are about 90, feet flat on the ground here, and then you're going to bring your band up over and hook them underneath just about your heels. So you might want to scooch out to the middle of your chair for this one, and you're going to want to grab, just like we did before, with your thumbs facing up, your palms inwards. So you can see my feet, they're just a little bit beyond 90. I'm in the middle of the chair. Before I even get started, I brace my core, right? You're going to remember to have that nice engaged core, proud position. Your shoulders now are going to be away from your ears. You don't want them up high and shrug. You want them nice, low, and relaxed, proud position. And you're going to, the same thing, you're going to keep your elbows down to your side, and you're just going to pull back. Yep. And then release, slow. Very nice. And I grabbed the band just around my knees, and I find like that's a good tension for me. So you're just going to pull back. You don't need to go very extreme, just whatever's comfortable, just right about there is great. So you're going to want to do, I recommend again, just starting out really low, 5 to 10 reps, 1 to 2 sets. And you're going to want to really keep your shoulders tight within your body and doing that row position and keeping your shoulders away from your ears. So you don't want this. Great. So the last one we're going to be doing for exercises is going to be kind of the shoulder punch. So this is actually going to be working your serratus muscles, which is really just your muscles down here that really help to stabilize that shoulder complex. So you're going to do the same thing. You're going to have your hands right in front, about 90 degrees, and you're going to have your palms inwards with your thumbs up towards the ceiling. Then you're going to make a fist with your thumbs on top. So even though we call this a shoulder punch, we don't want to see, it's not this. It's not the movement, it's not coming from the elbow, it's coming from the shoulder. So what you're going to do here is you're going to have that nice proud position, that nice starting position, and you're just going to move your shoulders forward like you're reaching something, and then bringing it back. Forward and back. You see the movement here is coming just from the shoulder, and it's not the elbow. So you want it to be reaching forward with that shoulder all the way forward, coming all the way back. And just like the other ones, I recommend, starting out with 5 to 10 reps and 1 to 2 sets. So now that we have strengthened our shoulder muscles, we're going to do some stretches. So with any activity, you definitely want to do a nice warm up and a nice cool down. So today we're going to be doing just 3 simple stretches. The first one is going to be the open chest stretch. So you're going to remain seated. You're going to be in the edge, in the middle of your chair. We don't want you falling off. And you're going to clasp your hands behind your back here. And you're going to pull back and look up. Open up your chest and pull that shoulder blade back. And with this stretch, with any passive stretch or static stretch, you want to hold it for 20 to 30 seconds. All right. And like I mentioned before, with any of the stretches or exercises, you want to feel tension, but you don't want to feel any pain. The next one is going to be table slides. So I really love this one. So you're going to have, you can actually be seated on a table. For today, I'll just use the chair. And so I'm going to kneel in front of the chair, and this whole thing is going to be, what you're going to be doing here is you're just going to be sliding your arm across the table. So it's going to be, using the pressure of the table or the chair, and they're just going to be reaching forward to really stretch out that shoulder. So I'll do it on this side, one at a time. And you'll see that your palms are inward and your thumbs are up. You don't want them flat, you want them on the side here. So we're just going to slide forward, reach, and you're just stretching that shoulder here. And then you're going to come back. So this is a great stretch because you have the table or the chair to be supporting you. So it's like you're actively assisting it. Nice. So you can do a couple. Definitely recommend doing, 5 or 10 on one side and then making sure you go back and do the other arm as well. So the last one we're going to be doing is going to be the pendulum. So this is another active stretch, and it's kind of great for that cool down, or really just a warm up as well. So for this one, you're going to just hang one arm down, and the biggest thing is you don't need to reach or like tense your back. You just want to feel like, okay, I'm just hanging dead weight. It's just lowering to the ground, and you're really just letting that shoulder just move freely. So you're going to start off with some circles. All right, some small circles. So let's start with going forwards. Small circles, just really letting that shoulder hang low. You're not reaching for the floor, you're just letting it hang. And then you're going to go wider circles, wider, wider, and nice and small. Back to small. And then we're going to go the other way, backwards. Same thing, small circles, larger circles. Yeah, you're just really opening up that shoulder, letting that joint kind of move freely. Another one is, apart from the circles, if you guys want to try the forward back, same kind of idea. You're just letting it hang and you're going to swing forward. Nice and controlled. You don't want to whip it very quickly, just nice and slow. So you can go forward, back, side to side, just like that. And of course, you want to do maybe 5 or 10 on each side, and you want to make sure you switch and go over to the other side as well. You always want to balance it out. So there you have it, some very quick, simple stretches and exercises, a very simple routine to help keep your shoulder health, help that mobility, and strengthen your muscles as well. Thanks.